Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Bahamians to get government assistance rebuilding homes damaged by Hurricane Dorian. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Monday, November 4th. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Ricardo Roberts. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The Bahamian government has announced plans to set up an independent body to help fund building and home repairs for residents of Abaco and Grand Bahama who were impacted by Hurricane Dorian last month. But Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis has made it clear that undocumented migrants will not receive any help, neither will they be allowed in temporary homes or housing established for storm victims. The government has faced backlash after announcing its intention to enforce immigration laws and deport undocumented migrants, even those impacted by the Category 5 storm. But it continues to defend its position on the island's immigration policy. The Prime Minister told a news conference that vulnerable people affected by Hurricane Dorian will receive up to $10,000 in grant money per household to assist with building supplies, labor, or both. He said they will be paid through the Bahamas National Recovery and Reconstruction Trust Fund, an independent and non-political body. We get more in this Eyewitness News report.
No illegals in the domes, full stop, no illegals.
As new plans emerge for the designation of dome shelters in the wake of Hurricane Dorian, the Minnis administration is standing firm on their stance on undocumented immigrants. According to Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, domes are now being dispersed so that residents can be closer to their storm-ravaged properties as rebuilding efforts continue. He added that as 47 homes in Spring City were destroyed, as well as 32 in the Central Pines area, this move only makes sense.
So what that means is that rather than the 250 domes that we were originally planning, now 125 would be mobilized to those respective areas so that those individuals would be near their homes and can work quite easily, recognizing that they are in close proximity to their homes.
And for those Spring City residents eagerly awaiting temporary housing, according to Dr. Minnis, the wait is almost over.
The first shipment of 40 domes is scheduled to arrive in mid-November and will be placed in the Spring City subdivision. Assessments are ongoing to determine the number of domes that will be placed in the Central Pines subdivision and to identify other possible locations.
While only half of the domes have now been allotted specifically for Spring City and Central Pines residents, the Prime Minister indicated that the remaining housing will still be available for displaced Abaconians.
The remaining 125 domes will be made available for local residents in Abaco who are restoring and or repairing their homes.
According to Dr. Minnis, his administration is working closely with its NGO partners to facilitate other home repairs and replacement programs in Abaco and Grand Bahama.
In other news, now Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt has disclosed that the People's Republic of China will finance construction of an international airport in the island. Last week, he announced that a friendly government had agreed to fully fund the project. And in his Independence Day address on Sunday, Skerritt gave more details as promised. He said that following consultation with an international firm, the site had been identified for the airport in the northeast of the island. The Prime Minister said he met with an envoy from the Chinese government on the matter last week, and they gave a commitment to build the airport.
Visited the site, and on 8th of November, they will send a team to review what we have done so far and to look at the next steps. So, my dear friends, with the solid support of the People's Republic of China, Dominica will have its international airport, and we expect that works will begin in earnest in 2020, the year of our Lord. To the funding for the
Skerritt added that during the meeting with Chinese officials, visa-free travel and budgetary support were also discussed.
To the funding for the international airport, the special envoy from China informed me that a final decision on visa-free access to China by all citizens of Dominica has received the favorable consideration of the Chinese authorities. Also, the government of China will make a substantial grant contribution to assist with budgetary shortfalls, which will allow the government to implement its projects and programs with no obstacles going forward.
Over in Jamaica now, the University of the West Indies Mona campus has introduced new security measures as a result of a recent spate of robberies. The decision was taken after one student was injured in one of those incidents. More in this report from TVJ News.
Screams from Monday's incident in which a female student was severely cut with a knife while being robbed. At a joint hall meeting on Thursday, the new head of campus security, Norman Haywood, admitted there were challenges, even though the campus police were quick on the scene.
The car that person was traveling in, two of them, that car got off campus because there was a gap in the communication between where it happened and the post office gate where the car exited.
Since then, security personnel have been redeployed. There's also a new policy for motorcycles entering the campus of the UWI.
We have instituted a system where you're going to see motorcycle will have to enter and leave one gate. And all motorcycle, with the exception of students who ride or staff members, will be subject to search. So any motorcycle entering campus will have to enter through the post office gate and leave through the post office gate, and we're going to be searching them before they leave.
Mr. Haywood adds that patrols will be increased and lighting fixtures erected in dark areas. As for the young lady injured during the incident on Monday night, she underwent surgery. She's expected to regain up to 80% use of her hand after recovery and therapy.
Trinidad and Tobago's Police Commissioner Gary Griffith has dismissed calls from the Law Association for evidence to be made available to it to support claims from criminal lawyers. As we hear in this report from TV6 News, he said the request was out of order.
Criminal lawyers turned criminal. It's an allegation by the Minister of National Security and now the Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith that is causing contention with the Law Association. The association's president, Douglas Mendes SC, on November 2nd said the Commissioner should hasten to lay charges against these errant attorneys, going a step further to ask Griffith to consider making the evidence available to him. But Griffith says absolutely not.
I find it is really alarming that the Law Association would actually expect the Commissioner of Police to come forward and give information pertaining to persons of interest who the police service may be monitoring at this time. Just by the association asking us to provide that information, it shows their lack of understanding in understanding law enforcement and policing. The police have no authority or right to come forward to give information to that to any association. When we do our investigation, when it is time for charges to be laid, if so, that is when they would know, just like any other citizen in this country.
Griffith is unapologetic when it comes to his statement concerning lawyers who are involved in criminal activity, and he says he will not be silenced.
So how come when his comments are made about police officers being rogue elements, there has never been this concern? What makes persons who wear robe more equal than others? And that's a simple question I would ask.
In addition, the police commissioner has some advice for the Law Association.
I would advise the Law Association not to bury your heads in the sand, but to accept the fact that there are individuals who have used their position not just to be criminal lawyers, but to now become lawyer criminals, where they have been involved in aiding and abetting, supporting, especially persons in gang-related activity. I would be monitoring them like a hawk, and I would be doing what is required to put some degree of stability and sense of security in this country for law-abiding citizens.
Concerning Griffith's open criticism of a magistrate who granted bail to a man held with several automatic rifles, the association says while the commissioner is free to do so, it is unfair to keep using the seriousness of the offence to continue along this path. But Griffith sees it differently.
This is not a banana republic. You can make a comment to state that, listen, it is your right to get bail. Which country in the world somebody will be held with 9 assault rifles that can actually kill 500 persons, and the person could just spend $50,000 and get out onto the streets? And people have the audacity to try to justify this.
Despite this, Griffith calls the statement issued by the Law Association as balanced and very professional when compared to others.
Still to come, Grenada's main opposition party elects a new leader, and she says it won't be business as usual. Stay with us, more news after this.
The CSME. What's in it for me? You are invited to a public town hall session on the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, featuring the Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Mottley, the CARICOM Secretary General, Ambassador Erwin LaRocque, along with other panelists, at the Walcott Warner Theatre in the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination on the UWI Kville campus from 6 to 8 p.m. on Monday, 4th November 2019. A public town hall on the CSME, broadcast live throughout the region via the Caribbean Media Corporation and UWTV, a production of the CARICOM Secretariat in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Barbados, the University of the West Indies, and UWTV.
The newly elected leader of Grenada's main opposition National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has pledged a new order of business under her watch. Franca Bernardine was elected at the party's convention on Sunday. The NDC did not win any seats in Parliament in the 2018 elections, but Bernardine told party supporters she intends to bring a new brand of politics to Grenada.
The new vision for this country involves every person. There is room for all. Our investment must be first and foremost in people and the attitudes to change and development. Change is a necessary phenomenon, and we will be doing things differently. You cannot solve a problem with the same mindset that created the problem. The old mudslinging politics, buy yourself a vote, rum and saltfish politics. I told you I'm not going in the rum shop, but I'll be outside and in the community centers. The obsessive search for politicians who could win votes rather than people who could manage the affairs of the state brings low levels of productivity. we leave out the people who have the knowledge and skills from making a contribution because they are in the wrong party.
The Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality has announced the launch of legal challenges to colonial-era laws criminalizing same-sex activities in 5 Caribbean countries. The group, ECADE, is a regional organization that advocates for ending discrimination against members of the LGBTQ community. Its intention is to mount a constitutional challenge to the buggery and indecency laws in Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada and St. Lucia. The claims are expected to be filed before the end of this year. Executive Director of ECADE spoke to Choice News about the challenge.
We have been working with lawyers to best understand the law, also understanding the impact and interpretation of the law on how it can be used or served. And so with that, we then were able to reach out to different persons, individuals, on, do you think this law actually challenges your right as a citizen? With that, it was very difficult, to be quite honest. It's challenging to get people to come forth to say, let me put myself on a line for something that we understand too greatly how the impact of that can be.
Guyana has announced a temporary suspension on the importation of romaine lettuce. The National Agricultural and Extension Research Institute, NARI, said Monday the move comes on the heels of an outbreak of the E. coli bacteria in lettuce in the United States. Now, NARI says because of the outbreak, it will not be issuing import permits and will be recalling all permits issued for romaine lettuce within the past 3 months. The agency says it will lift the restrictions when Guyana is notified by the Food and Drug Administration in the U.S. that the threat has been removed. And ahead in sport, India women bounce back to level the ODI series against West Indies women. Stay with us. Sport is next.
The CSME. What's in it for me? You are invited to a public town hall session on the CARICOM single market and economy, featuring the Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Mottley, the CARICOM Secretary General, Ambassador Erwin LaRocque, along with other panelists, at the Walcott Warner Theatre in the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination on the UWI Caville campus from 6 to 8 p.m. on Monday, 4th November 2019. A public town hall on the CSME, broadcast live throughout the region via the Caribbean Media Corporation and UWTV, a production of the CARICOM Secretariat in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Barbados, the University of the West Indies, and UWTV.
Let your spirit take to flight, let your heart run free and wild, find your soul in Dominica, the nature
Dixon, and you're watching Finding Fit, the show where I pair up one client with 2 trainers. Trainer number 1.
Oh my gosh.
It's about fitness, comedy.
You know, I can do this all day, you know.
Drama.
In future, we cannot be late.
Inspirational stories, and so much more. You are gonna love it. You can catch Finding Fit prime time this fall on CaribVision.
The CSME. What's in it for me? You are invited to a public town hall session on the CARICOM single market and economy, featuring the Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Mottley, the CARICOM Secretary General, Ambassador Erwin LaRocque, along with other panelists, at the Walcott Warner Theatre in the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination on the UWI Caville campus from 6 to 8 p.m. on Monday, 4th November 2019. A public town hall on the CSME, broadcast live throughout the region region via the Caribbean Media Corporation and UVTV, a production of the CARICOM Secretariat in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Barbados, the University of the West Indies, and UVTV.
West Indies women are facing a series decider in Wednesday's final one-day international after muffing a tricky runs chase to plunge to a 53-run loss to India women in the second match at the Vivian Richards Cricket Ground on Sunday. Chasing 191 on the lights after player of the match Poonam Raut, 77, had marshalled the visitors' innings, West Indies was stifled by India's spin attack and crumbled for 138 in the 40th over to leave the three-match series level at 1 apiece. The hosts were making a fist of it at 78 for 1 at the halfway stage, but declined swiftly, losing their last 8 wickets for 60 runs, with opener Natasha McLean succumbing to injury in the 15th over and failing to return. Shamil Campbell provided the main source of resistance with a top score of 39, while captain Stephanie Taylor got 20, but the West Indies never quite found the momentum required to chase down their target. Here's a look at how the wickets fell.
These are the wickets. That was King.
A good delivery, I felt, just nipping back off the seam and just taking the inside edge and taking the leg stump with it as well. So a good start for India.
Then Stephanie Taylor sweeping well all day and then coming across that one and
just missing a straight one there. Look plumb from here.
And then Nation came in, was trying to be aggressive, hit that one low to Dipti, who took a smart catch.
She looked busy, but just stepping away from that run, then more rather than stepping into it. And at the end of the stretch.
And Knight, shortly after, edging one into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. She had to go.
Short and wide again, just backing away from it.
And then this one had a little bit of controversy in our mind. We thought that she had gotten back, but given out stumped. Then soft dismissal. Just trying again to back away and force the one through the offside. That was Campbell. Then Gajnabi, a run was never on. Played the ball straight to the field at backward point. Took off running down the track. Never got back. And then that was the drop catch. Just hitting it back. Aline and Jolan. Soft dismissal of Aline, just driving in the air. Catch taken.
And then their counterpart were dealt a heavy blow in their build-up to Wednesday's opening ODI when the men slumped to a 4-wicket defeat to an Afghanistan 11 in a one-day warm-up match on Monday. In what was their first and only preparation game before the limited overs series, West Indies batsmen again failed to produce anything of real worth after collapsing to 156 all-out in 39 overs. They then watched as the hosts chased down the modest target with more than 15 overs to spare at the Atal Bihari Vajpayee International Stadium. Ruston Chase was the foundation of the Windies' efforts with a top score of 41, while former captain Jason Holder chipped in with 31 and Evan Lewis 24. 24-year-old seamer Naveen ul Haq and 24-year-old left-arm spinner Sharafuddin Ashraf claimed 3 wickets apiece, while pacer Gulbadin Naib supported with 2 for 34. Needing early wickets in defense of a small total, uncapped fast bowler Romario Shepherd wreaked havoc at the top, removing both openers Hazratullah Zazi and Javed Ahmadi cheaply as the hosts limped to 12-2 in the fourth over. But Afghanistan 11 staged a daring recovery with Ramat Shah hammering a top score of 47 off 76 balls, including 6 fours, in a 55-run fourth wicket stand, with Najibullah, whose 44-run 40 included 7 fours. To golf now, American Brendan Todd produced an early birdie blitz to storm to a commanding victory in the PGA's Tour $3 million inaugural Bermuda Championship in benign conditions at Port Royal on Sunday. Now, Todd, world number 525, equaled fellow American Scotty Scheffler's first round course record 62 to beat overnight leader Harry Higgs, also of the U.S., by 4 strokes, and would have set a new mark if he had not bogeyed in the final hole. It was Todd's second Tour victory, but his first since winning the AT&T Byron Nelson Classic in 2014 and earned him a winner's check of $540,000. He had not posted a top 10 finish since 2015. Now, Sunday's win earned him an exemption through the 2021 and 2022 season. And finally, Barbadian Patrick Husbands has been hailed as an artist after producing a remarkable ride to win the Grade 3 $130,000 Canadian Maple Leaf Stakes with favourite Liftoff at Woodbine on Saturday. Now trailing the field by 3 lengths down the backstretch and still last approaching the final turn, the 46-year-old Husbands put all his decades of dexterity on display, expertly threading the 5-year-old bay mare through the crowded stretch to snatch a dramatic victory by 1 1/4 lengths. Here's Woodbine's Robert Jeller with the call.
Theodora B in front. Theodora B led. Lift Up is flying. Lift Up, what a slice through the pack. Lift Up has come from last. What a win. Lift Up a length to She's the Berries and Theodora B. And then came in the 4th position Care Lady, who kicked on as Lift Up in 2-4-23 takes the feature.
And that's the sports. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
After an emergency, you can help yourself and others by looking, listening, and linking.
Looking because you want to see if the person has some signs that is in distressing. Looking for the symptoms, how best you can support the person. And then listening, because listening is very important. Listening with your ears, listening with your eyes. If you do that well, then you'll be able to link them to the appropriate resources.
Be ready, look, listen, and link.
The CSME. What's in it for me? You are invited to a public town hall session on the CARICOM single market and economy, featuring the Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Motley, the CARICOM Secretary General, Ambassador Erwin LaRocque, along with other panelists, at the Walcott Warner Theatre in the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination on the UWI Kville campus from 6 to 8 p.m. on Monday, 4th November 2019. A public town hall on the CSME, broadcast live throughout the region via the Caribbean Media Corporation and UWTV. A production of the CARICOM Secretariat in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Barbados, the University of the West Indies, and UWTV.
Again, the major developments of this day: Bahamians to get assistance from an independent, non-partisan fund to rebuild homes damaged by Hurricane Dorian. And in sport, West Indies women face a series decider on Wednesday after a defeat by India women, who leveled their series 1-1. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sports round the clock, subscribe to CaribNews.com for more for our programming. Log on to CaribVision.tv and check out our YouTube channel. We'll be back here again tomorrow. But from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night.